Okay, so we're gonna try one more video, and I just wanna go through all the behaviors. So, I know a lot of these you had already done, so I'm just gonna demo them for you, and then we can go through them together. So, I'm gonna do watch me, sit down, stand, and touch. I don't know if you started touch, but she does it well, so maybe you have. So, okay, Raina. So we have watch me, which is watch me, right? Eye contact on cue. If you're looking at me, you're thinking of me. Yes. Good girl. And I'm just kind of letting her mouth off of those pumpkin treats. I also bought her another pumpkin treat that she seems to be okay with. Now that she's on her meds, she seems really good. All right, Raina. My cat is right out of view, so if you see her keep looking over there, that is our distraction. Good girl. Down. Watch me. Good girl. Stand. Yes. So I'm definitely gonna yes and reward. Then yes is our marker for her getting it right. But I want to do that for the stand because that's one that we have not worked on much. So stand is just pulling it out, right? So open flat palm, stand, yes. Right, and when I'm marking it, I'm looking at those back hips. So like as soon as her hips go up, that's where I'm saying yes. And now we have touch, which is a nose bump to my palm. Stretch. Raina, touch. Raina, touch. Yes, good girl. Good girl, come over here. Touch. Yes. Touch is a great one, right? It's a way to get her in close to you. I love touch, especially if I have a dog that I'm taking out to a restaurant. And as the waiter comes up, I might be asking for a touch under the table, or if I'm out with someone, I might be having a conversation, but I can go touch. Touch, right? It's just a little move that you can do that's keeping your dog engaged with you. It can be an alternative way to call your dog to come because it tends to hold its value because it's like a game and it's just fun. Raina, touch. Good girl. Oh, she's a good girl. Good girl. Watch me. Okay. Stand. Good girl. Sit. Down. Down. Yes, good girl. Sometimes she tries to paw and do the high five. She's doing really well at the high five. Stand. Yes. Now, one thing I can do when I ask for the stand, that's going from a sit to the stand or down to a stand. If I say yes, but then she sits before I can treat her, I can just go ahead and pull her back into that position and treat her. And then one thing as she's doing better and you're practicing with her is you can work on holding each of those positions for a little bit longer. So having her sit, maybe 5 seconds, and then having her down, but for 4 or 5 seconds, stand for 3 or 4 seconds. And then you kind of go between the different behaviors and you're working on her staying focused, holding out duration. Yeah, and then we can always add in our touch. Good girl. Touch. Yes. Good. All right. I know you guys started leave it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go through that quickly. Leave it, meaning don't touch it, don't pick it up. It's the idea that good things are from you, not from the ground. So exercise 1 in our palm. Leave it. Yes, that's so good. I'm looking for her to look up at me, which she did. Leave it. Leave it. Salem, you're not happy. You're not? Leave it. Yes. Salem likes to train as well. Good. I don't think you'd be a fan of a pumpkin. Okay. Okay, so then we have 2. We're gonna put it on the ground and cross it off. So let me step over the cat. Okay. Leave it. This one's a little bit tougher. I'm gonna go ahead and get down here with her. Are you good? Leave it. Yes. Where'd that cat go? Where'd he go? So right now this is still hard for her, so I'm just keeping my hand over it. So my goal here would be to put it down and cross it off, all right, to say leave it. And the cross off is like if you were sitting down and you had a bowl of cereal, right? You might put it beside you and go, leave it. It's just a visual cue saying don't touch it. Come on. Good. Leave it. Leave it. Yes. Good. Leave it. Yes. It's very new. Okay. Leave it. What are they doing? Okay. I'm not going to reward that one because there's chatter in the background, so I don't know if that's what she's hearing. Come on. Leave it. Yes. Hi. Good. Okay, so my goal is going to be to not have to cover it. So that would just be your next step, is to try to build up where you can put it down, cross it off, and not completely block it. All right. She'll just get better the more you work with her. If you're doing that and she starts to like paw at your hand or anything like that, I would go ahead and take the treat, say and pull it away. Basically just telling her if you get pushy like that, there's no chance of winning, right? So we want to get where she, sees it and then just immediately backs away. The other way we've practiced is dropping it from above, and I'll just block it with my foot. Try to find a bigger one. Flatter. Okay. So I'm gonna take it. Raina. Good girl. Raina, let's go. Leave it. Raina, leave it. Yes. So I'm keeping my foot over it right now. And again, just like with our hand, eventually I want to not have to cover it at all. Yes. Leave it. Yes. Leave it. Yes, that's a good girl. Now, one thing with our dogs, when she's laying down, so they tend to, when they lay down, it's a much more solid position. So she's less likely to go for the treat because she's laying down. So yes, she's being good, but I would want to challenge her by making her get up and move, and then I drop it again. She's more likely to try to go for it if she's up and moving. So right now, stand. Good girl, good girl. So now I'm gonna do it one more time. Leave it. Yes, that's a good girl. Good job, good job. She did much better on that one. I would say the biggest one we need to focus on is the putting it down and crossing it off. And as she gets bigger, you could also practice on coffee tables or anything that's kind of low, but right at her eyesight. All right, we'll give her a little break. Oops, sorry, say.